Hello, dear students. Imagine a situation where your friend has caught common cold. He comes to school and he sits next to you. He is continuously coughing and sneezing. Fortunately, you have not got this infection, but the boy who was sitting in front of you has got common cold. If you have not got this infection, who is helping you to fight this virus? We come across number of disease causing microorganisms, but we don't get infected to all of them. There is something inside our body which is helping us to fight such infections. So that is immunity. So students, we will talk about the next topic, immunity, under chapter Human Health and Disease. What is immunity? The overall ability of the host to fight the disease-causing organisms is known as immunity. That is, the organisms are possessing resistance against certain pathogens. Every individual is having a special type of system which is helping to fight against the disease-causing microorganisms. So that system is called as immune system. So some people have stronger immune system as compared to other, so therefore they do not get victim of every type of microbe. Now let's learn about immunity. Immunity is of two types, innate immunity and acquired immunity. Innate immunity is the one which is present right at the time of birth. This type of immunity is non-specific. That means it lacks specific responses to specific invaders. Innate immunity is done by providing different types of barriers to body which prevent the entry of disease-causing microorganisms. There are 4 different types of barriers: physical barriers, physiological barriers, cellular barriers, and cytokine barriers. So now let's learn about them one by one. First are the physical barriers. This is the first barrier which a microbe has to come across. Physical barriers are the mechanical barriers. These are skin. The outermost layer of skin is tough. It is called as stratum corneum. This layer prevents the entry of bacteria and viruses into the body. Another is the mucus. The membranes of respiratory tracts, gastrointestinal tracts, and urinogenital tracts, that is mucous membranes of these tracts, secrete mucus. This mucus helps in trapping microbes entering our body. If the pathogen escapes physical barriers, it will be combated by another type of barriers, that are the physiological barriers. Body temperature, pH of the body fluids, and various body secretions prevent growth of many disease-causing microorganisms. Some of the important examples of physiological barriers are acid in stomach, saliva in the mouth, and tears from eyes. HCl in stomach is highly acidic, so therefore it will not allow the growth of any type of microbe which is entering through the stomach. Saliva in the mouth as well as tears from eyes are possessing one antimicrobial enzyme, that is lysozyme. So this lysozyme will dissolve the cell walls of the bacteria and thereby killing them. Next type of cellular barriers are cellular barriers. These may include different types of white blood cells which help us to fight the various infectious agents. The first ones are polymorphonuclear leukocytes. As these cells possess multi-lobed nucleus, therefore they are normally called as polymorphonuclear leukocytes. These neutrophils are short-lived and are highly motile phagocytic killers. So they will phagocytose number of microbes which are entering our body. Other one are the monocytes. Monocytes are the largest of all types of leukocytes, and these are somewhat amoeboid in shape. These are also motile and phagocytic in nature. They engulf bacteria and cellular debris. Monocytes circulate in the bloodstream for about 8 hours, during which they will enlarge and will migrate into the tissues, and they will differentiate into specific type of tissue macrophages. Macrophages are long-lived and are highly motile phagocytic. Different types of macrophages are there, namely wandering macrophages, which will keep on moving here and there by amoeboid movement throughout the tissues, whereas other ones are fixed macrophages which serve different functions in different tissues. For example, pulmonary alveolar macrophages check microbes in lungs, histiocytes will check microbes in connective tissues, Kupffer cells will do the same in the liver. Next type of cells are the natural killer cells. These types of cells are present in spleen, lymph nodes and red bone marrow. These cells are destined to destroy target cells or the microbes by cytolysis. They are also performing apoptosis, that means natural cell death. Cytolysis means breakdown of cells, particularly their outer membranes. Next type of barriers are the cytokine barriers. What are cytokines? Cytokines are low molecular weight proteins that stimulate or inhibit the differentiation, proliferation or function of immune cells. Different types of cytokines are known. One of them is interferon. Interferons are special types of proteins which are secreted by virus-infected cells. When a cell is infected by a virus, interferon production will start. These interferons will bind to receptors on neighboring cells, and this will cause them to make proteins that will not allow the virus to copy in the new cell. So this will help the new cells or the non-infected cells from viral attacks. This is how innate immunity is helping us to protect from the various types of infections. I hope you have understood the topic. So now children, try to answer what is immunity, what is the meaning of innate immunity. Can you name the types of barriers provided by innate immunity? Discuss the term or this statement, innate immunity is non-specific. What do you mean by this statement? How do cellular barriers and cytokine barriers provide innate immunity in humans? Thank you, kids. Have a nice day.